people will decide to live in Kibera or live out of Kibera. There is a big institution that is a movement in Kenya that was started by people living in Kibera slum. And it became a hope, right? I always knew that, this is darkness. But soon, I don't know when, there's a glimpse of light. Ikitoka hapo dawn inaingia and the daylight, right? Your shoes now you're wearing, my brother, you know where it pinches. I don't know. It can be the toe, it can be the back, right? So why do I come to know your life better? That's what I believe the leadership is. By listening to those who have been neglected. If you listen to them, they have the solutions. They have the answers.
Welcome to the Books Cafe, your literature program on KBC English Service. I'm your host, Khaenga O'okwemba. The Books Cafe is a cutting-edge program in the world of literature where we talk to writers and explore contemporary literary issues. Join us for the third and final part of our conversation with Kennedy Odede, the author of this wonderful memoir, Find Me Unafraid, a book that he co-authored with his wife, Jessica Posner. Before we talk about the title of the book, which is actually captured in a poem in this book, I would want you to read another section of the book that you had actually pointed out.
Wow. Okay. There was Stephen stopped me and said, Kennedy, it seems like you want to start a non-profit, an NGO, and we are ready to support you. But where is the money coming from? Do you have a mzungu any donor? That's interesting. I felt the blood rise in me. For too long, my community had been told that we could not do anything by ourselves without money from the outside, without the financial support and wisdom from the Western world. But since we were the ones who understood all the challenges we faced, we also had the best shot at finding the solutions. So here I can tell my brother that I believe in the grassroots solutions, and also SHOFCO does that now. And I said, Marcus Garvey said, Africa for Africans, and that is what I wanted. African problems will never be solved as long as advantaged people from the Western world thought that they could save our communities by starting organizations or volunteering in Africa. Without the actual and deep engagement of the communities they sought to improve. Without mutual understanding and real community leadership, foreign-led interventions ultimately do not succeed. They just create false hopes and take advantage of the community's vulnerability. The community also takes advantage of volunteers, seeking a quick fix, a tiny drop of money. But money alone does nothing. I knew grassroots empowerment was only sustainable solution. My mother always said that only he who wears the shoes knows what it pinches. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
That is your mother, IJ.
Yes, yeah, Jay.
IJ.
Yeah. So whoever wears the shoes knows where it pinches. Yes, so as I said before, I talked about the street life, poverty. We don't know. So what do you want to talk about? What do you want to judge? They wear the shoes. Your shoes now you're wearing, my brother, you know where it pinches. I don't know. It can be the toe, it can be the back. Right? So why do I come to know your life better? Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So from there, you started this SHOFCO.
Yes, which we'll talk about it. Yeah, after Bill is going to read something, right?
Yes, I want Bill to actually read. Yeah.
So I like that when you say that Bill to read it. So maybe it's for our audience to know who is Bill. So
yes,
Bill, welcome. So Bill is when I was living in Kibera,
yes.
I got into reggae music, roots and culture. Mm-hmm. And I think there was a time that Metro was started. Bill was one of the first presenters, and it became the music of hope, music of teachings, right? And Bill, I used to call every day. They used to call me ranking. Odede. I used to call in the morning for the show, which music I want, and I used to tell him what's happening in the community. There's fire, there is traffic, all those things. He got question for me. So Bill and I, we met later in life, and he's someone I respect. He knows my journey with ghetto life and with reggae. So this is Bill. Yes.
Good introduction.
He's actually, just to say that he's one of our senior colleagues at radio.
He doesn't believe it, so no, he's had it from I'm actually senior.
How would I get to you?
He's actually ranking number 3 after the top.
Ranking, man.
So people actually read from where sometimes Mandela has a favorite poem, and then you go.
Yes.
Sometimes.
So thank you for the privilege of reading this. So sometimes Mandela has a favorite poem. So these are the words of Kennedy. I read it when I'm afraid. Do you want to hear it? Of course, I say, intrigued. He leans over to grab a tattered book and opens right to the page he seeks. Invictus by William Ernest Henley. He begins formal as a schoolboy, becoming impassioned as he goes. Out of the night that covers me, black as the peat from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I've not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with circumstance the scroll, I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Bill, for reading that. I like your English.
No, Kennedy.
Yes.
I speak it from my heart. I've done this program for more than 10 years. I've read many books. And when I read a good book, I know I've read a good book. And I recommend it. Because I want the listener to share the thrill or the lessons that I've picked from that book.
Yes.
And that's why I tell those ones who are listening onto the Books Cafe today, grab a copy of that book called Find Me Unafraid by Kennedy Odede and Jessica Posner. So let's talk about SHOFCO. You have this conversation with your friends from the slums, and then you say that, come on, we are not going to wait for manna from heaven. Let us try and do something for ourselves. And you started this organization, A Shining Hope for Communities.
Yes.
Okay? So what is SHOFCO? What does SHOFCO does?
So SHOFCO, originally there was no SHOFCO. There was Shining Hope for Communities, right? And I love that name because, as I told you before, the idea of hope. Because I think for me, hope is everything. What are you striving for? Why are you surviving? You must have hope, right? It keeps you on. It's like something like you are, right? It's there. Hata kama ushiki lakini you're going towards it. Right? That's for me. That's hope. So, but people didn't like the name, especially in Kibera. They're like, Kizungu mingi. That's too much English, Kennedy. So I got so stressed, I got the book, and I went back to think about it. So I wanted to keep the shining of community because I love that hope that is shining. Then I prayed it, and I got the number, the SHOFCO. Oh, SHOFCO. So I went around Kibera asking women who are selling fruits and vegetables, what about SHOFCO? And everybody loved the name, SHOFCO, SHOFCO, SHOFCO. I'm like, Luos, Luya, Kamba, like, we are in. We love this. So up to now, just to give you a warning, if you go to Kibera, which is our headquarters, and you say, I'm looking for Shining Hope for Communities, you might have a challenge to find us. I know. You will not. You will have a challenge. You'll be surprised. But women, youth, kids, you say SHOFCO, they don't know what it's meaning, but yes, SHOFCO here to 20. Okay? So that's how the name SHOFCO came from. Right? So that's what is known in the community. Yes. You cannot, that's how we, even if there's a problem, you wear that hat of SHOFCO, my friend, you'll be safe. Believe me. It is a homegrown organization. Yes, yes. So right now, people are confusing SHOFCO because, and it's kind of sad, because they see SHOFCO, which I say is employed over 2,500 staff countrywide, right? With offices in Europe, New York, whatever. So what happened is people think it's a normal NGO. And I don't like that. We are not. Okay? And I'm proud about this. You tell me which organization that's been national that was started by the poor people themselves. People who are wearing that shoes I talk about. This is SHOFCO. A dream of teenagers who had a dream that they want to transform their life and the life of their community. And we knew Kibera is just a case study. Honestly, I think we didn't know what the word case study by then, but I think we knew that in our emotion. Like, if it works in Kibera, the ghettos in Madara will be like, hey, you want to be part of that movement. And then the ghettos in Kariobangi, whatever, will pick it. So from even my George, my friend, wanted to call it Kibera Stars Hope, whatever. And I said, no. This thing is big thing, man, bigger than Kibera, man. This thing is, And I used to see these big NGOs. And I also love their story. I won't say their names. Because they were started by a white man during World War, right? And now it is in Kenya. So I'm like, can we also create our own story? There is a big institution that is a movement in Kenya that was started by people living in Kibera slum. And it became a hope, right? Why not? Why do you have to wait anything to come from Wazungu land? So SHOFCO, from there, we did small things like cleaning the sports, those kind of things, and it started growing like that. So right now, it was started for the ghetto people. I won't lie. And my friend, if you go to Vihiga, Kakamega, it has gone beyond. So SHOFCO is now in the villages, helping the farmers. Anybody who is vulnerable in the society is part of the movement. So we are in Kakamega, we are in Vihiga, we are in Kilifi, we are in 35 counties, Marsabit, right? And people connect to it. It's people's movement, honestly. Okay? It works like this. We don't come and tell you what to do. It has a wing called SUN, SHOFCO Urban Network, a network of youth groups, women group, and they do their own elections of community leaders. Then they say, SHOFCO, if you want to work with the community, our issues here is gender-based violence. You see? Then we just implement. They say here, the issue is health. We work on the health. So I wanted to listen from the ground. Okay, instead of coming from New York, being like, I know the answers. And up to now, Aringa, I still believe that, I don't know. They know better than me. The mistake we do, as I do this work, is I won't say too much. You're going to get into politics. If this health care system you are launching is not working, my friend, it could be easy. Just go to Kibera, policymaker, just go to the village. If you go to us, how do you think this thing to work? Oh, it's be called SHA, it'll be called this. We want it to be like this. You see? And then take that thing and they'll build something for national. We are still doing the same mistake of top, bottom. And that's why we are suffering most of the time. And we have simple solutions. How about Wachini? My friend, they have the answers. Just tell them, hey, I want to create for you a health insurance. Okay? How? You Mama Mboga. You Boda. How do you want to go this? So that's what I believe the leadership is. By listening to those people who have been neglected. If you listen to them, they have the solutions. They have the answers. You can be a policymaker on top there, my friend, you are wrong. You can create something for the majority. I think the people who live under $3 will be serious. I think they're around 60% in Kenya, right? Imagine those people, and in Nairobi here, 50% live in informal settlement, right? More than 50%. Talk to them. What is the solution? And then amplify their solution. Right? So SHOFCO came with that. And that's why you see our work is successful most of the time, because we listen to what they want. I want to come to Kibera, O'okwemba. If you come to Kibera, you will see our water tower. And we'll be like, Kennedy, you are a genius. Water inapita juu ya hewa. Kulikuwa na switch hapa chini, water inapita juu. Tunasema, how is it happening? I won't lie to you. Who am I? Hey, boss. No. What is about World Bank, haziendangi mahali, tunazikatakata hapa. Na hapa chini kuna sewage. We get disease because inashikana na hizi muffin, unapata ugonjwa. Why can't we find a way maji iwe kama stima? And I'm like, wow, that's a good idea. Maybe think about that. So right now you come to Kibera, you will see our water pipes on roofs. And it's clean. Ikitoboka unaona pale. It's also imewekwa computer. You can see which tank imejaa. So local solution are the way to go.
To local problems.
To local problems.
Great. So,
yeah, man.
So that's SHOFCO. So
yes.
It's 35 counties.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that you do?
Yes, so, oh my God, we do a couple of things. SHOFCO is a movement, as I said. So right now, we are giving of 10,000 scholarships. These are girls who could not go to school. And also, we have brought my call that I love this program. It's called Second Chance. So, kama ulizaa, you had a baby and you drop out of school, we take you back to school. It's amazing.
It's amazing. I saw some of those.
Yeah, I went with Bill together to see what schools we work with. It's just powerful. For me, that you should have a chance in life, right? Another thing we do, I'm a beloved of books, right? And right now, we are able to make sure we have libraries. Because when I was in Kibera, I used to struggle to read, right? Where to go? Jua Kali, I have to go to the hill, right? So the first library we had was called Marcus Garvey Library in Katakera, Kibera. Iko hapo mpaka wale Bill saw it. So Marcus Garvey, to remember him. Then we have that library. We also help women who want to start their own life. So they go back to, they do sewing. We give them money to start businesses like that. We give scholarships. We help youth to go in technical colleges. So they go to start businesses. Yeah. And health, we have programs of health across the country. Now, if you want to know this cholera, it's SHOFCO. Because in the slum, we give the data to the government. During the same thing during COVID, where the one something is no data. Yeah, so we share. We can go very closely.
You complement.
Yes, the government. Yeah, so we can tell them with the outbreak of Kibera of cholera in this area. They come to SHOFCO to know Kibera didn't fanyika hapo. So the data shows people have been having cholera. So there's a cholera this number, right? So we work that on health. We have like 6 health clinics in Kibera and Madari. The rest we work with the government facilities with support in other counties. Then another thing I think is big is, I think I also believe in economic empowerment. So when people come together, they are powerful. So we came together to start a very powerful SACCO that has over almost $1 billion. Pesa ya maskini. Wameweka pamoja and they borrow, and we are one of the most successful SACCO in Kenya called SHOFCO SACCO, which is now independent from SHOFCO. It's managed by their board of directors, but the mother was SHOFCO. So now I don't want to, there's no complaint. Ya kwamba mimi ni maskini. I'm like, wacha mchezo. Ndio hii SACCO. And if you're a young person in that SACCO, you borrow 6% interest only. Can you believe? You're at the age of 35. Yeah? 6%.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And youth have gotten jobs, women have gotten jobs. Bill have seen some of the work we do. Yeah. So for me, it's all about taking community out of poverty. And you can't do it yourself. They have to take themselves up.
Are you saying that then it's just a matter of time before all the bad stories that we've actually been hearing from Kibera are going to vanish from the face of the earth, because this organization is this movement is supposed to transform people in that slum?
Yeah, so let's not forget the role of the government too, right? But I'll be honest with you, people in Kibera can tell you how their life have changed. First, there was no roads, which you really advocate with the other general body, whatever. So now you go, Kibera, there's roads, right? And President Ruto is doing also upgrading of housing, right? So I think with time, you can have a housing, but you are poor. But I think in future, my feeling is that people will decide to live in Kibera or live out of Kibera. That's what we are looking forward to. Not because you don't have nowhere to go. That's why you are there.
Kennedy.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I want you to just say something to that little boy out there, not just in the slum, in the village.
Thank you. Yeah, greetings. And I'm talking to, I think, anyone who is going through something, but especially those who are seeing they have reached the wall, right? And there is something beautiful, but we've never been told. I think going through hardship in the village with a single mother or poor parents, don't know where to go next. I think right now you are creating a history. And what I love about Rastafarism was they taught us something called I story. History is their story, I story. So I really wanted to create what I call I story, which is my story, my story. And honestly, look back. Your story will not be powerful if what you're going through now is not possible. So there's a boring life that's going on here whereby you're a child, you get everything from mommy and daddy. You want a job, you get. You want money, you get, right? How is this kid going to be strong out there? So those who are going through struggle, where to get their next meal, their next bread, right? Or something in your life, and you feel you cannot move anymore, don't give up. You are creating a story that will inspire other people. You will remember me for this. One day you will look back and say, oh my God, wow, I am so happy I went through that. I am so happy I went through that marriage. I am so happy I went through that leadership. I am so happy I went through that job that was abused. Because teach me, teacher, you know? So everything in life is a teacher. See everything as don't give up when you're having a teacher. So life is teaching you, and I believe that life is preparing you for the next, So right now, to run SHOFCO in Europe, in Kenya, we're also going to start SHOFCO in South Africa. Think about the things I face in life. If it was not my poverty in Kibera and what I went through, I don't think I could handle this, right? But because I went through frying pan to the fire, that fire has enabled me not to be scared of much thing. And knowing that me, what I believe in, honestly, is you have to find your center. You have to be a prayerful person if you want. You have to know what makes you happy. Is music, you know. You have to go back deep in yourself, you know, and don't make anything with rush, okay? And sometimes I don't believe in fighting back. If people are abusing you and looking down on you, I think you should just take that and use us to work harder. And as I said before, everything is just a single step by step, and life will be different. When I was in Kibera and life was hard, I remember there's something I love, and it's called, there's daylight and dark night, whatever, usiku, darkness. But what really made me so happy is that I am in this darkness, but for sure the clock is ticking and the dawn gonna come. But just knowing that in life, like, it will not be the same. There's nothing stand still, right? So I always knew that I'm in this darkness, but soon, I don't know when, there's a glimpse of light. Ikitoka hapo dawn inaingia and the daylight, right? And then also wards me also. When I'm so happy and I'm like, oh my God, times 100. Oh, SHOFCO is doing well. I'm like, Kennedy, it's a daylight. We also be prepared for the night, right? So that's the challenges in life. That's what happened, you know. So the life is a circle. And if the life was only one way, could be a boring life. You are happy 24 hours, right? So wherever you are going through, remember, the clock is ticking. And there is the light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you.
And with that, we've come to the end of our conversation with Kennedy Odede, the author of this wonderful memoir, Find Me Unafraid, a book that he co-authored with his wife, Jessica Posner. It's the story of a young boy who grew up in the slums of Kibera, tried to escape the hardship in the slums, went onto the streets of Nairobi. Life there was even more terrifying. But he lived to tell the story in this book, Find Me Unafraid, like in the words of the Nobel literature winner Gabriel Garcia Marquez, living to tell the tale. Kennedy Odede lived to tell the tale in this book, Find Me Unafraid. I was your host, Khaenga O'okwemba. Until next time, it's goodbye for now.